there, I got a bad lifter, collapsed intake on number 7, and so preliminary checks, it was running like crap, StabiliTrak, traction control, and check engine light flashing on it, and so I had a bunch of misfire histories for number 7 here, so I went ahead and looked at that and could see I don't know if it'll pick it up on the camera real well or not, but you can kind of see off the top there that there's raw fuel coming out that gasket from around the manifold there, so that was kind of obvious that that was the missed cylinder. And then from there just pulled the head off, and then you guys saw right there that that's not moving, and so we're going to go ahead and get this thing pulled down and confirm what's going on there. Looks gassy. So post-inspection, and this is the lifter that was bad when I actually went to pull the whole tray out to get those lifters. This come right apart, and just this was left in the tray, and this was still down in the bore here. So anyways, we're going to get one new lifter in it and the intake of number 7 there, and then I'm going to go ahead and use HB tuners and do an AFM, it's not a delete, but disable on it, so that way those lifters aren't collapsing and then locking back again. And that's the main failure with these, so far as the AFM cylinders or active fuel management, is that when they shut down to 4-cylinder mode, then they won't pump back up. It's not really pump back up, but they won't lock into their position to use that valve effectively. So then you just see what we had going on with the valve just staying right there and closed. So anyways, it could be in somebody's interest to maybe put it in a whole new set of lifters and a cam and all that. I mean, person can get as carried away as they want to, but for what I do for my customers and what I would do if it was my own vehicle too, is when you get to this point, I just go in there and replace the lifter that's giving you the fit and disable that AFM. Otherwise, if you want to keep the AFM, I would go through and then retrofit it with the cam and all the lifters and probably a new oil pump as well. So anyways, but we'll keep moving along, get everything prepped, and then get say a lifter back in there and all assembled. And then we got a cylinder head all cleaned up, and also got the block all cleaned up here too. New gasket on. And I guess I better peel it off so there ain't no naysayers saying, "Nay, you didn't clean it." There you go. See that? There we go. Cleaned her up. Got all the holes blown, cleaned out. Lifter in. Intake number 7 right there. And going to put her back together and see if she's a runner. And then get this 4-cylinder mode deactivated on it so that way there's no more trouble moving ahead. Also wanted to show here, this is a camshaft out of the same truck. It's not this truck, but different truck, same engine. Sorry about that. But anyways, I'll show you what can happen with these cams and lifters is they'll, there, hopefully you can see that, but they'll pit like that, the lifter will. And you can see this isn't an AFM lifter, this is just one of the standard ones. This is a non-AMF cylinder. This was cylinder number 5 of this particular truck. This was a 2011 Chevy, had 160,000 miles on it. But you can see the pitting there on that one, and all the AFM cylinders were fine. But we ended up putting a cam and a whole set of lifters in this one just because of that issue, because there was also some wear here on the camshaft. Right there, you can see it. Turn it a little bit, just right, but I don't know if you can see that pitting real well. But anyway, I mean, maybe if I turn it just right, you can see that the lobes were worn right off. There, maybe it's the best shot I got of it. But anyway, so that's what can happen with these. So for now, we're just gonna, like I say, put the one lifter in, and if anything were to happen down the road where it needs a cam, I mean, we're really not out that much, you know, to try and save it with this much. But at any rate, we're gonna go ahead and go with it. And now we're all back together, got the lifter in, everything reassembled. I still need to bleed the coolant out and get the engine cover on, depending whether or not I've actually fixed anything. So we're going to see if it fires up and runs alright. As long as we got all 8 cylinders, then we did okay. And then from there we'll go through and flash it with the HP tuners, but let everybody watch it fire up here. All the critics, I know they like to watch that part, and I know they like it. I'll break out the scan tool so you guys can watch the misfire counts, because I know that nobody's going to believe me that's not running. Anyway. Now. Know that it runs now, the truck does, so we're going to go ahead and go through with HP tuners, disable the AFM or active fuel management, displacement on demand, whatever you want to call it. And anyways, from there we won't have any more activation of any of those AFM cylinders, and then hopefully no longer be any issues as far as with those lifters not wanting to come back up after they're activated again, resulting in this issue. So go through here, and the first thing we got to do is read the tune here on the vehicle. And I'm going to go through here too. We don't need to read the transmission or the fuel system, so we're just going to read the ECM here. And that could take a second, so let me get back to you in a minute. I'm about to finish her up right here. Save that file. Oh, save that guy, and then from there, to disable that, you just go into Engine. Your computer probably works faster than mine ever will, ever has. And then from there, you want to go into, I know where it's at, somewhere here. Maybe I don't. There we go. Alright, and then from there you want to go into Lean Fuel Saver. So you go into Fuel, Lean Fuel Saver, and then right there, DOD, Displacement on Demand. And I'm just going to go ahead and disable that. And that's literally all there is to it. And then that is not going to work again. Dun 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 dun. Alright, and then I got that taken care of. So now we'll just go ahead and rate the vehicle. And I will have to license it here. show license options, and license this vehicle right here. Alright, and yep, and we're going to write the calibration only on the ECM now. And now we're all set. I'll close that out. And then we'll be all set to go for the 4-cylinder mode being deactivated. And it's just going to run on all 8 now, all the time, just like a tried and true V8 should. Yeah, I had